Using marijuana before the age of 25 could actually cause changes in our memory. That's because THC, the active chemical in weed, attaches to receptors in the hippocampus, the part of your brain that creates memories. Learn about marijuana at our website.
Hi there, I am Adam Kirbas. This is another episode of my podcast. We will continue where we left off yesterday. We are still deeply invested in our analysis of the very of a very famous novel within the English sphere. Of course, this novel is known in the German-speaking world as well. It is not like that in Germany or in Austria people live in the woods or upside civilization. But however, I have to be clear of this as well. If you have, for example, language or literature education in Austria as well as in Germany, understandably this is in German and you use German literature. However, but this should not bother us at all. I just want to excuse for those speakers, for those English native speakers, because, well, I am not a native speaker, and maybe some things which I tell you or talk about here are already well known. Again, I used Spark Notes to some sort of understand what people might analyze in the English sphere and so on. Pardon me. However, we will again continue, and our main, I will some sort of repeat some parts in my argumentation, because I assume some of them may have not been very clear the last time. However, and again, our main objective is we want to work out rationality. We want to prove the key elements of rationality. This is very important. So it is not only about analyzing a novel. We do this from a certain perspective and trying to prove our hypothesis. Yet I did not introduce any hypothetical question or any question of inquiry, but we have, if you want, a very general question, and this means what conditions are there for rationality according to a lot of the flights. Well, this is very general, but again, these things should not bother us, and we will work part of part. And one thing I said in the beginning, where in the novel where some boys some sort of try to survive on a remote island, well-known topic, especially those who have seen those reality shows, where I have only seen a few, and maybe those who are fans of the TV show Lost. Again, I have not seen it. I would like to see it. Well, we'll see about that. However, in the beginning, those boys, they strand on an island, and they some sort of start with division of labor. This is what they know. This is what they have experienced in their world. Those boys are from England, and they are shot down by an airplane. There's a war going on in this novel, and so forth and so forth. And I argued, or we some sort of came to the conclusion that division of labor is rational according to Adam Smith in his book Wealth of Nation. This argumentation was maybe not very clear, but however, in a division of labor, or as Adam Smith argued, if you some sort of break down every working process into small pieces, then you cannot do anything but to act rational. This was the argumentation, and the reason is, for example, if you are a car manufacturer, or let's say you some sort of support very crucial parts for a car. Let's say you are a windshield maker, and you support Chevrolet with and all their cars with windshields, despite the fact that you do not assembly the car, and your windshields, they are only made for cars, so you cannot use them for anything but for cars. So this would be some sort of, according to Adam Smith, so you have became some sort of professional, you have some sort of excel, or you excel in making windshields, and this is good for the business, this is good for the economy, you make best windshields which keep people protected, and so on and so forth. And you cannot act but rationally. Why? Because your overall goal is that the car should be assembled so that the car is being sold as a complete car, and in that sense you get your money, and so on and so forth. So this means the goal of it, or the purpose of your action, some sort of, is always rational. It is understandable. So and if a working process is broken down into one pieces, like with the windshield, you cannot make yourself independent and just, I don't know, make your own cars and some sort of compete with Chevrolet. So it is a bit forced. Of course, we will talk about this as well. So, but however it is in a division of labor, you cannot do but to some sort of serve a purpose, because you are cog within this entire sphere, and you have to work and function in that way. So this was the first what we discovered. It some sort of serves a purpose. So you could say some teleological. So rationalism is always something which follows a purpose, logic, and so on and so forth. And this is what we find in the ancient or in antiquity as well, or in the philosophers of antiquity. However, the second point of rationality, we said, is historic. You apply something you know for previously. This is what we saw in the novel with the boys applying to democratic structures, because this is what they know from before. There are many symbols of democratic structure. There's conch shell, so everyone can speak equally. Everyone's opinion is heard. This is pretty much democratic, and of course this symbol is as well as supported by the glasses. This is the boys need the glasses of Piggy, of one of the boys. He's a smartass, and they need his glasses to make fire. And in that sense, the symbolic of fire, of civilization, is in the beginning with democratic structures. So there are many symbols and so on and so forth. So we will talk about glasses very well, because these glasses, they are a symbol for fire, for civilization. They protect you in the night. They keep you warm, and they were crucial in the evolution of humans. Or fire was crucial in the evolution of humans, especially after humans started to cook their meat. However, in our and the third point of rationality is what we said was especially epitomized in the signal fire, that there is some sort of a presumption, a hope. You do not know whether you are being rescued. The boys don't know it, but they still hope for it. And this signal fire, which should signal to the outside world that someone is alive, and so on and so forth. This is some sort of, in the one hand, a purpose where everyone some sort of gathers around. In the beginning, this is still some sort of again this symbol of fire. This is the connection of the old world to the old world, and there is some sort of or everyone some sort of gathers around in the beginning to maintain this fire structures the society according to what they know, but this signal fire is built on hope. So you do not know whether you are going to be rescued, but still you act in accordance or as if you would, and this then later leads to a lot of conflicts. And especially then to the two forms of adaptions, if you want, or the main cause of adaptions. And we said that the main theme of the novel is, if you see it impartially, unbiased, then this is about adaptation. Whether you can adapt to your environment. There is on the one hand the boys who are around the protagonist Ralph, who some sort of impersonates the old world with its democratic values, and he is the one who some sort of doesn't want to adapt to these new conditions. He builds huts on the beach. He does not go in to the jungle because this is dangerous, and so on and so forth. And he some sort of applies these structures of the old world he knows. And there is another protagonist. This is Jack. He is the one some sort of has a different, or brings in a different leadership. He is the strongest, and he goes in to the jungle, and there he kills pigs, and they then survive. So that those hunter and gatherer societies become more important because they ensure survival. So this is where we left off, and especially we talked about fear, and this is again something we will continue, especially that fear is in a way rational. We said that the beast, or this constant fear about the boys, about the beast, that this is some sort of a fear of the new, because firstly, those who fear the beast, they are mainly the little ones who some sort of remain in the beach. They some sort of are undeterred. They act like nothing has happened. They play on the beach and so on. They do not go in to the jungle. They fear this beast, this nothing, this unknown, and so on and so forth. And while Jack and his people, those terrors, they go in to the jungle. They do not fear the jungle anymore. And later on, when there is a group meeting and they talk about the fear that everyone right there, Jack some sort of tries to ensure everyone know that he is going to kill the beast, and this meaning, or you could interpret this as that he is some sort of going to take away the fear, or that everyone who adopts to the new system or to the new conditions will do not have fear anymore, or will not feel fear anymore. And we are going to argue in that sense further. However, in that sense, again, fear some sort of determines our social behavior. We talked about fear as well as in prison dilemmas, as well as in our example of where you are alone on an island, or if you are with someone on an island and your resources some sort of are getting scarce. So what do you do? As well as especially in the prison dilemma, the fear that you could be incriminated, that you or that someone else could snitch on you, and so on, is one way which determines our actions, how we behave, or where fear leads in that sense. If you want, in this novel, fear, you could rather say some sort of is paralyzing in that sense, that those boys do not go in to the jungle, and so on and so forth. So fear in that sense is a fourth key component component of rational behavior, and this is fear. Fear determines what we, and mostly in the prison dilemmas which has been taught in philosophical courses, they are, or the main feeling is actually fear. So fear determines your behavior, why you snitch on others, and so this is pretty much key in the in the prison dilemma concept, that you some sort of give up your every hopes and so on, and snitch on the other, and incriminate the other. However, but in our novel, again, we will some sort of try to prove, or some sort of find further support for our assumption that this novel is rather a novel, or that Lord of the Flies is a novel about adaptability, and we find another proof of this, if you want, with the character of Simon. Simon, he's one of the boys. He some sort of does not fit into those both spheres between the old world and the new world. This is rather, but that Simon in a way epitomizes so the spirituality of this old world. So you have to consider Simon, who is always nice to everyone, some sort of a religious leader, or some sort of epitomizing the religion of this old world. He's always nice to the boys. He does not chide them. He does not some sort of treat everyone badly. He shares his food. This is some sort of you would say religious charity. And this Simon then one day goes into the jungle. The hunters have started to pray to a new god, and this is the pig head, and there's some sort of put it on a stake, and this pig head is through hunter, or the animal in hunter and gatherer societies is very important, because it ensures survival. So in this society it happens the same. However, and then Simon is some sort of faced with this new pig head, and this pig head says him that he will not be able to escape the prison, will not be able to escape the islands, and that he should have fun. And Simon some sort of panics and loses consciousness. This is actually pretty much clear in that sense, because first of the pig head is the new god. We some sort of came to this, and the hunters, they dance around the fire to some sort of this is some sort of prayers for this new god, this new religion which ensures survival. This is what this is all is about. So hunters, these new skills, these new hunters, they ensure survival, and with this comes a transformation and a need to adapt to these new conditions, adapt to these new lifestyles. Some would say, yeah, this is a deterioration of human civilization. Well, you could say that again, but if you some sort of consider it unbiasedly, then it is indeed about adaptation. It is about Charles Darwin, or what Darwin some sort of talked about, that we were and so on and so on. So you adapt to your environment, and this adaptation does not stop only in only in your democratic or in your form of government. So those boys, they walk through a democratic government to a dictatorship, or if you want a monarchy, and then later despoty. So it is not only a transformation in the forms of government, but as well as in the religion as well. And this is epitomized with this pig head, which tells him, yeah, you cannot escape here anymore. So this means you have to adopt to it, make your peace with it. This is what it says the pig head, and have fun. Just adopt it, go for it, you have to, this is some sort of a civilizatoric demand on you that you have to some sort of give up this old religion, and this old religion is then epitomized in this boy Simon, who some sort of stands above all these quarrels between Ralph and Jack, between the old world and the new world. He is the religion, and then he has to adapt to it. Of course, this then goes on and so forth. Goes on, then there is one key incident which again some sort of proves how far this adaptation of the boys actually went. And this key incident is a pilot. One pilot is being shot down above the island, and he lands there, and he's dead, and so on. And this dead pilot is some sort of the connection to the old world. So there is someone from the old world again, like this ship who passed by again, symbolically the old world just passed by, did not stop there, and that pilot is once some sort of a remembrance to the old world. He's above the sky, but he's dead. So this again some sort of proves that the values of the old world, and so they do not work anymore, or at least this is how we could interpret this. This pilot doesn't live anymore. The boys have been flying on an airplane. There is pretty much a lot of connections there. However, then Simon wakes up. This religion, some sort of this old, the religion of the old world, some sort of wakes up. He had a shock. The religion had a shock. It wakes up and sees that pilot. Simon then understands that this is supposed to be the beast. This is again very important, because now we have some sort of fusion that this beast, this fear, as well as this adaptation and so on. So this fear of adaptation, some sort of, is then stripped down. It is some sort of made or rendered useless then anymore. So there is a chance that you could get out of the island. This is actually what that pilot is about for Simon. So that pilot, this is a remembrance that this end is not inevitable. That this is against what this new god of this new world told him, that he would not have a chance to escape his fate. No, but Simon, who finds this that pilot, the religion of the old world, has, if you want, a last stand. He sees, oh my God, we could be rescued, or the beast. This is some sort of only human. This is again a very symbolic. The beast is only human. There is no one to need to be afraid of, and so on. And then Simon takes a piece of that pilot and rushes to the boys, and in order to tell them that this is nothing but a human being. The beast again some sort of proves everyone that this is actually just a human fear, nothing at all. But when Simon arrives at the or approaches the boys, who have been again some sort of dancing around the fire, who have been practicing or emulating the hunt, which is and in a sense have been praying to the new god. They see Simon, the religion of the old world, but they do not recognize him anymore. He is some sort of distorted, and at the very moment when Simon appears in front of this of his friends, then he for the first time realizes that this adaptation has gone very far, that this is already a society of the new world, and if you want, the beast of the new world, some sort of falls at Simon and eats him, devours him, and so on and so forth. So the boys attack Simon, the religion of the old world, and they will kill him with teeth and nails and so on. So this is then, this is, if you want, symbolic for that the new world devours the old world, or that the beast of the new world some sort of eats the old world, and pretty much in religious terms that Simon then is, or in religious terms, that the role has changed. So now Simon has become the beast. This fear has changed, has formed, has transformed, and it is not the monster anymore, or the old world, or it is not the monster of the new world anymore, which has been feared. No, it is the monster of the old world, which is not recognized anymore, and which then is devoured and eaten. So this pretty much ends there. So this is the end of the religion and the victory of this Lord of the Flies. This is then the new god, this hunting and this new society. I think this is pretty much key in that sense. Firstly, is that the symbolism, that pilot, this connection to the old world is still maintained. Then, of course, very key importance again is religion. That in a way, religion plays as well as into rationality, as well fear from the unknown, and fear, if you want, from the past, which happens later when Simon is not recognized anymore, and Simon, or you some sort of could argue this in a broader sense, when Simon some sort of takes away the magic of the beast, or tries to take away the irrationality of fear in having this epiphany that the beast is nothing but human, or it is just nothing but human fear. He himself becomes the beast. He himself becomes this object of fear, because he belongs to the old world and he is not recognized anymore. So the boys then have already adapted to those new conditions, and this is like if you want, if when the first discoverers came to the Americas or to somewhere else, they were some sort of met with strange or met with wonder, with curiosity, or with fear. This happened in especially in parts of Asia, where especially in Australia or New Zealand, where the natives were not pleased to see these coverers and so on and so forth. So they reacted very aggressive, or they were very aggressive, and so on and so forth. And this pretty much happens here as well. So these boys some sort of have transformed almost fully, and they did not recognize those symbols of the old world anymore. So fear is rational. However, and then we will continue talk about leadership, as well as this transformation of a leadership. We talked about it in a great deal. We understood, or I will some sort of repeat this part because it is very key, and this means that leadership in that sense transformed because of adaptability. Those values of the old world, the democratic system, did not work anymore, and then you see that Ralph, who is the protagonist of the old world, he loses increasingly power. Many people go over to Jack, who then becomes some sort of a monarch, and then later a despot, which everyone fears, but however, which everyone admires. Firstly, he's the strongest, but secondly, he is, as well as some sort of ensures ensures survival, and he's some sort of place as well as in the fear of these boys. So some sort of, even after Simon is dead, even after the religion of the old world is dead, he pretty much emphasizes the fear, or pretty much some sort of states that this new fear would still exist. Even you could some sort of say this is an ideology which justifies him being in power, or the reason why he's in power, because he's the strongest, and in this new society where the strongest are the leaders, there he and only he can some sort of protect the boys, and only he can ensure that the beast does not come for them. But here we have to be again very careful, because the beast here is not the new world anymore. It's the world of old. This is the great transformation which happened with the death of Simon, that the beast now is the beast of the new world, and this new world some sort of could change. This is then that this outside world then could infringe into their new world and destroy it, and so on and so on. Or the fear that you have to readapt to the old world again. This is very important, and it proves again then with a last stance of the old world, the clash of the old world when some sort of Ralph and Piggy tried to some sort of a fight with Jack over the conch shell and so on, because this is a symbol of the democracy. This is the last stance of the democracy, but there they fail. Piggy gets killed. This is some sort of Piggy was the boy who was the smartest. He was a smartass. He was not taken very seriously, but you can say that in that sense the science of the old world was destroyed, as well as the conch shell and so on and so forth. So this is then the end of the democratic system. It is because even though Jack takes over the conch shell, it some sort of is rendered useless, because in the hand of this pot, the conch shell just becomes nothing else, or is nothing but an item which has no use whatsoever, because Jack is the new monarch. He's the new despot. He does not need to know the opinion of others. He just instructs people and so on. And before this happens, the hunters take away the glasses of Piggy. This was the main reason why they fought against each other. So this fire of civilization, I have to readjust the argumentation, or have to be more explicit. The reason why the boys fought over each other was Piggy's glasses. So not the conch shell, but Piggy's glasses. The hunters had stolen Piggy's glasses before in order to make fire. So they fire the civilization some sort of went from the old world to the new world, and then Ralph and Piggy go in the jungle, go to Jack in order to demand the glasses back. So this is a fire, or this is a fight for the civilization, for the future of civilization. And fire was key in the development of humans. It is, if you want to see the cave paintings, fire was in a way again some sort of a god who would firstly ensure survival. It would keep you warm. It would take away or some sort of hold away dangerous animals and so on and so forth. So and those who master fire, they can not only ensure their survival, but they are some sort of humans, or what is key to humans, and as well as those who can master fire is as well as the master of civilization. And this was the quarrel all about. So that Ralph and Piggy wanted the glasses back, so that the item which they could make fire and some sort of keep the fire of civilization aglow, but this now changed hands. This is again some sort of the end, or the final nail in the coffin of the old civilization, the loss of fire, the loss of light, and so on. And then Piggy gets killed in this clash. Ralph, the person who epitomizes the old world, has to go into hiding, and he's then burned out of the island, if you want. So this new civilization chases this old world out of the island, and there the boys meet one marine officer who then comes to rescue them, and so on and so forth. This is what I think are the very important issues of the novel. In that sense, you can see this through. This is really about an civilizatoric adaptation to new condition. You see the transformation of society. You can either see this from a savage art, that humans become all savages, or you can see this from a different perspective, and this is that just the new forms of government change, that your social conditions contribute a lot to how you act and behave, and what form of government you have. And in terms of rationality, of course, on an island or in a society where you have to have skills to survive, or where hunters and gatherers have the overedge about intellectuals, which you some sort of see in this clash. There it is rational that the form of government changes. So this is then would be some sort of the last ingredient of rationality, that it is some sort of a social environment, what we talked about it, and what we call social rationality, so that your environment determines as well as your how to act rationally. So in order that democratic works, you have to have some social conditions which make them possible, and so on and so forth. And in other societies, there it is smart or not smarter, but ensures survival if you have other form of government. In this sense, it was some sort of this one boy, one man monarch later, this pot who could ensure survival, but as well as this is something we have to add as well. The reason why he became, or one of the reasons why he became their leader, was because he could some sort of harness human fear. Some boys, especially the little ones who would not go into the jungle, would rather play and act, or would some sort of think that the world they have left is still there, and so on and so forth. So he became, the Jack became the new leader or the new monarch, because partially some of those boys were not ready to adapt to these new conditions. So they were haunted by a beast. This beast was the fear of this adaptation, and then they needed someone who could some sort of relieve their fear, and this person was Jack, who then helped everyone, and who then of course demanded his own share, and this is that he is being the leader of this new world. So this is human behavior, or if you want, human error. And again, when it is in a society, we talked about this, it is rational to survive. Every monotheistic religion, every monotheistic religion puts an emphasis on that you maintain your life. Your life is sacred, and so on and so forth. So that you have to ensure your survival. So in that sense, the boys acted rationally, but and as well as in changing the forms of government, because it was socially more applicable than a democratic society. So we have done four or five ingredients of rationality. This is some sort of division of labor, which we then assume is teleological, which just means that it serves a purpose. Rationality in this novel then means it is historic. You do not just apply any knowledge. No, you apply something you knew. You know that works. Then your behavior, your rational behavior, works a lot, or is a lot built on presumption. This is a key ingredient on your behavior. Then thirdly is fear. Fear is one of the leading emotions of your actions. It is key for the concept of prison dilemma in philosophy, and then finally the social embeddedness. So you act rationally according to your social conditions. So what you have, scarcity and so on, so play a crucial role in how you act, and so on and so forth. So we will continue then the next time with rationality and utilitarism. This was Adem Kirbas from Ordu on this rainy December day in Turkey. We are still in the pandemic. I hope that you all are doing fine and that you take care of yourselves. Bye.
There are more ways to celebrate than ever before at the Jeep Celebration event. Hurry in for great deals today on the only brand that lets you go anywhere and do anything. And now financing get $2,500 total cash allowance on the purchase of a 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee WK Laredo 4x4. Don't miss this great offer. Hurry into the Jeep Celebration event today. Financing for qualified buyers through Chrysler Capital. Not all buyers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Must take retail delivery by 5/2/22. Jeep is a registered trademark.